Alright, what's up guys, DonD605 here, and welcome back to another video. And I just thought, I look at another one of my hacked systems that I want to cover. Now, the reason why I'm actually looking at this point is because of all the systems I've actually jacked at this point. There has been the Wii, the 3DS, the Wii U, the PS3, but what I'm looking at today is oh well, there's my camera. What I'm looking at today here is my special PS4. And this PS4 is special because it's running an exploitable firmware that lets me run a jailbreak on it. Now this video is for people who thought, "Oh, I didn't even know you could jailbreak on one of these things." But here's the kicker. Not everyone's gonna be really able to personally mod their own PS4 because Sony tends to be patching exploits to constantly make sure that jailbreaks don't happen. It's because there's a bounty program in the Sony's website. So I'm going to show you how to jailbreak your PS4 in a live fashion from that works up from 9.0 all the way up to 12.02. Now this usually you can use up to usually like 11, this works out from ranges 11.02 to 12.02 because of how it's designed with the Lapse exploit. And the Blu-ray drive exploit has just been released, so I thought, why not cover it today? I bought myself a Blu-ray burner. I bought myself some Blu-ray discs. I got myself a fake copy of this behemoth of box. I don't know why it looks like that, but what we got here is I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like on the PS4. So right here, you're gonna want there's a couple things you want to know here. You want to actually go right to your settings, and you want to go to network. You want to make sure that that's completely disabled for now. The moment you got to be very careful with this, because the moment your console even pings a server, it's going to try to download a system software update, which in this case we don't want. And the reason why is because, like we just mentioned earlier, Sony patching out exploits like this. Now, so that's why if you don't turn off the internet, you're gonna have a bad time. Disable all internet connectivity. Now, the next thing you want to do is go to your system settings. I believe I have that a little bit. Sorry if my camera's like blocking it. Let me fix that real quick. There. So you see how we have system. We got system information. I'm currently on 1102, which means I'm good. Okay, if you're above 12.02 in this, you're not getting anywhere. Okay, your firmware's too highly updated, and Sony has already secured the exploits we're going to be taking advantage of here on your firmware. Now, if you let's say if you are on 11.02 or 12.02 or in between them or lower, what can you do now? Well, let's take a look. So what you got to make sure you do is you have to have a Blu-ray burner, you have to have a Blu-ray disc, and then you have to have a got to make sure you see that thing that says HDCP is enabled. You got to make sure you turn that on. Now, the reason why we got to turn this on is because the exploit we're taking advantage of needs to turn it off and on this. Now, if we go back to our thing, you may have noticed I've already homebrewed my PS4 and such. That's because I was just trying to test a new exploit that GoldHEN had advantage of, but because we're not running the jailbreak yet, obviously. So also you want to, if you have any active downloads, there's another thing I missed here. So go back to your settings, go to system again, and go to automatic downloads and make sure all of these are disabled. Remember when I said that Sony tries to ping when you ping a server, Sony will send an update file. Well, there's a thing that a couple things you need to note here. When the system software update files are enabled on the automatic downloads, it's going to try to download a system software update. And you do not want to update your firmware if you're playing the jailbreak your PS4. That's going to be a long and run and short of it. On top of that, if you want to safely connect to the internet, one thing I would recommend personally is go to power saving settings. So go to set features available in rest mode and choose the settings I have on screen. You don't want to stay connected to the internet in case your DNS server is offline or down. because the moment you ping a server and that's not blocked, you might actually end up downloading system software updates while in rest mode, and which we don't want. And then you want to have this doesn't really matter, but this doesn't matter either. But keep turning on is from network. So what it does is the PS4 turned on. Okay, so this as long as you have these things off, and except this one, which by the way is personal preference, you can pretty much you're pretty much good to go. Now, let's try to get to where the heart of the video is. So for this one, we want to make sure that we have a DNS set up. For my case, I'm not going to show my DNS server because obviously I want to actually keep that separate. Obviously because it's my own personal DNS server that I use to block Sony servers, and I don't want to leak that out. But if you have your DNS set up that blocks Sony servers correctly, connect to the internet, and then you make sure that you go to System and then enable HTTP. Now, I imagine the moment I do this, it's gonna disconnect my thing from the camera, the screenplay. So what I'm gonna have to do here is actually record from going forward with the camera. Yes, because HTTP it needs to be off for me to have the screen share on. So on my capture card. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna unhook my capture card temporarily, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. So there. The reason why we need to do this is because the Blu-ray drive exploit runs on HTTP. So as you can see, I'm sorry if my room is a bit weird. I don't know if it's a little bit messy, but I'm gonna try to make this as clear as I can. There we go. So now, once that's on, you want to go to the Blu-ray disc that you burned. I'm not gonna put instructions like that right now, but I'll put a more detailed guide as soon as things are more mature. But it seems like so far, for the most point, why not? I mean, I don't know. But you want to make sure you have your disc prepared, and if you find anything lacking of this, I recommend going to Modern Warfare's channel or Mr. Mario's channel, maybe even Michael Crump. I mean, they're all good choices. Don't trust anything else most of the point, unless you're like fact checking everything and making sure everything's correct. So now you want to reload the Blu-ray disc. I'm gonna just unplug that, and hopefully, if everything goes as planned, usually when I do this, it usually doesn't work the first time around. So I might have to close it and try again. Hmm. Yep, there it goes. There it is. So now what we're gonna do here is plug in this little USB stick. Maybe that usually gets it to work sometimes, and then we sometimes have to plug it back out. Okay, jar loader listening on 9025. When we have that port open, we can then punch in a netcat and essentially run certain things differently. So we can run essentially. Let me go to my netcat here. Let me also change my camera differently. Full screen, transform, right. Fit to screen. There. So now when we have this IP here, we need to type in 9025, right? Yep. And then we go to we already downloaded the lapse.iso or lapse.jar. So we're just gonna punch that in, and when we do, it's gonna do something like this. You're gonna see a lot of lines of code here, and that's normal. That just means it's doing its job. I'm actually gonna focus it between me and the TV just in case. So that way you can kind of see what I'm doing here actively. Okay, so stage 2 is complete. Now we're just going on stage 3 to the exploit. You can see it actually is making progress. Once it opens the bin loader server, we can then send GoldHEN's bin file to the actual console and trigger the jailbreak. Just give it a moment. Honestly, I know it's taking a while, but I want you to know how long it is to take, so I'm not skipping anything. This is just purely me and you guys together on this, so we can see how this goes. And it should, after the delete errors message, it should pop up a bin loader server. Yeah, there we go. So now the bin loader is listing on 9020. If we punch this in and load up, put in GoldHEN, we can take advantage of a jailbreak. So let's put in GoldHEN. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna get my backup. Oh no, never mind. Own it. And then once we do that, it should say waiting for payload thread to complete. Executing payload at entry point. If we close out of this, it should work. Yes, GoldHEN to V2 4B 18.5 loaded, coded by Sistro, the FTP server, and everything else. Now we can close the Blu-ray disc. And there you go. Your system is completely jailbroken. So what now? Well, I'm going to show you guys. So now I can turn back off this, the HDCTP or HDCP, whatever. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Okay, so now we're gonna plug back in my PS4 to the thing, just because I want better quality on this video for you guys, just so it doesn't look like garbage. Did I do something right? Okay, so now that we have that, you may notice there's a new option called GoldHEN right up here. So you can go to debug. Your most of your time is going to be spent in the package installer, which straight up lets you install whatever you want on your console, like homebrew apps, full games and DLCs, whatever you want, I guess. But it has to be in PKG format. Oh, my controller died, so I have to plug it in again. Okay. So now you may have noticed I have a few packages, and those are installed on my thing. Now I'm gonna have to repair my thingamaroo. This hang on. Devices, USB storage, PS4 game drive. Use this. Let's repair this thing. Because apparently most of my homebrew apps are on the extended drive. So we're going to use that for the majority. There we go. And now these shouldn't have an error anymore. Yeah, there we go. So now you may be asking, why do we need YouTube to run on the PS4 when it's jailbroken? Well, PSN is no longer available to you on the jailbroken PS4, so what we can do is we can use a PS4 X modified version of this that allows us to bypass that restriction, where you don't need PSN anymore. Now, obviously, you still need an account, but hey, no PSN. There's also PS4 Cheats Manager, which I'm guessing is kind of like a remake of, the PS3 Cheat Manager. That one was a good one. I have Red Dead Redemption 2 on the disc, so don't ask me where I got that. It's obviously no brainer. And then I have Minecraft, which obviously, um, I own the disc, so no complaints there. However, there's gonna be something that I am very familiar with on this game. I actually think I actually got the package downloaded. Let me actually see. Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2007. So I'm gonna download this package on my thing, and then I'm gonna I gotta do it some other way because I'm recording currently. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this little thing here that allows me to put it in a different port, like that. Pop it in there, and then I can go to, let's say if I wanted to download a DLC or a game or something like that, I can put this on the root of my USB drive and let it install. It'll run no problem. Yeah, I think he's busy. Okay, so how close is this thing to installing? 3%. So we're gonna let that install. Meanwhile, I guess we could take a look at some of the things we can do. PS4 Cheats Manager, we got Apollo Save Tool, Minecraft, and also other goody we got the Homebrew Store, um, PS4 Explorer. That's a file explorer from what I remember. I kind of want to try the Cheats Manager. Isn't this music from the Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance or something? This sounds distinctively like Kingdom Hearts. Nonetheless, it's a good song. Don't get me wrong. Also, this is how you can load your cheats and stuff. I think I have an internet connection, so I can do this right now. So if I go to update patches and cheats and plugins from the internet, and I update cheats from GitHub, successfully installed 3,583 cheat files. Okay, you can do the same with up patches and plugins. So that's there for you. Now, obviously, there's a lot more you can do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the debug settings. Actually, not the debug settings, the game overlay. Enable system info. I guess I'm not going to show the IP address. Right count. Right count, no. CPU temp, I guess I can do that. Virtual RAM. Okay, yeah. Let's have that. Let's have all that. Text color, text position. Let's just have it on that. Let's see. Let's can we run YouTube? I recall that you need HTTP for this. Oh, probably not. Oh my god, it actually runs without HTTP. That's interesting, and it actually stays at like a solid 60 frames per second. You can see like underneath my face cam or something like that. Um, you can definitely see that this. Okay, I did not know there was gonna be previews. But yeah, you could see the average CPU and all that stuff is there. And YouTube actually runs pretty smooth. You can actually see that it runs like a 60 frames per second, compared to other things where you couldn't run it at 60. It would just stay at 30. It was locked at 30 even on the PS5 at that point, so that's why it was kind of stupid. But, and then you also got, I don't know about that one. Yeah. I guess we could load mine. Wait, did I load Minecraft to test? I don't know if I did before, but I'm gonna just show it to you guys so you know that works. Mm. Yeah, we got the frame rates and everything. I don't know how much I want to really play with this, really, because I have a bit of stuff to do outside of this video, and I'm sorry if this has been a bit tight on schedule, but I kind of had to do I have to do some other things after this video. So yeah, it runs just fine. You can see that we can get into the game. Yeah, it runs surprisingly better than it did on just a base PS4 at this point. It wasn't jailbroken. Oh wait, it's 243. Okay, so all right. I'm out of time for this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you liked what you saw, be sure to support GoldHEN and their development team. And if you want to actually look into modding your console, really good, a good point. I would recommend, if you don't have access to it yet, try not to update, because Sony will patch out everything to make sure you can't do it. And at the end of the day, if you don't update, something good might come your way, like this. Peace out, guys. Don't forget to like button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.